What's up, Lego builders? Welcome back to Coconut Brick Studios, and today we're taking a little break from Umbara so we can see a mini MOC I built. I built this MOC for two reasons, and the first being I just love to build MOCs. Who doesn't? Building MOCs is a lot of fun. And second, I was just getting a little tired from Umbara. As some of you guys know, I like to take a break from big MOCs time to time and just work on something small that I can build in 1 or 2 sittings. Plus, I have really wanted to try out new Lego techniques. I feel with a lot of my MOCs, I'm at a certain level technique-wise, and I really want to up that level and make cooler techniques, just things you don't see every day, using Lego pieces in ways that they aren't traditionally used and stuff like that. So this MOC showcase is not so much a showcase of the MOC, but more a showcase of some new tips and techniques that I'm trying out. So let's go take a look. Here's my MOC. I'm calling this one Terror on Coruscant because this depicts a scene from the beginning of episode 3. So what's happened is basically General Grievous and his giant invasion force have just appeared right over Coruscant, surprising and ambushing basically everybody. I decided it would be fun to depict what was going on kind of behind the scenes down on the planet's surface. And this is what we have right here. We have a high up politician in the Galactic Republic, and we've got his wife and his son. This little politician guy is trying to get his wife and kid to leave with these shock troopers in the hover tank. He's obviously pretty high up if his family's got a security detail and he's able to get them transportation out of the city. The only problem is, as you can see, they're having a little bit of a hitch because she wants to bring all of her possessions with her, and I don't know if they're going to be able to fit all of that in the Republic tank. So what they're doing right now is just hashing things out and trying to get her and her son to safety. Story aside, I want to take a look at the techniques and what I did to put this MOC together. So this is actually a 32 by 32 gray base plate, and I built this small frame out of tile and plate and then connected it together and then basically sat the 32 base plate on top of this frame. So it almost looks like it's a free-form MOC, but it's actually built on a base plate, which I thought was pretty handy because when you're building on base plate, everything is nice and confined and you don't have to worry about building an edge. And then I was also able to combine the cool look of a freeform style build. I just felt helped spice up the MOC a little bit, and it just didn't look as cool when it was sitting flat on the ground. Next are these stairs, and I'm very happy with how these turned out. So this is actually my custom design that I just thought up, because typically when I make stairs I just stack plate on top of each other, but I wanted to create this little lip. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's a small overhang of each step over the previous one, and I did that by sticking these tiles on top of, I don't know what you want to call these bricks. They've got studs on the top and the side, and then I just built out with plate until it was just shorter than this top step. So each step slightly overlaps the other one, and I think that makes for a very realistic look, and I just really feel like helps me step up my stair game. Somebody may have already done it, I just haven't seen it yet. Another cool thing I did was these I don't know if you want to call them railings or just the siding of the stairs. They're actually not connected to anything at all. It's just a plate with a inverted slope underneath, and I was able to place them at an angle so that everything kind of planed in from the top down to the bottom. And I like doing this technique because with slopes, if I were to put slopes here, like right here, you get the angle that the slope gives you, and you don't get to choose like how steep or how shallow. But with these, I was basically able to pick where I wanted the plate to be at, and I decided that this much of a gradient looked good. And I don't know, I think it turned out pretty good. Obviously there are some little cracks and seams down there because trying to fit plate together like that was a little bit tough. All in all, I think it turned out pretty well. I did the same thing over here on this side. And then lastly, this is nothing too special, just a little arch I made. So this is kind of depicting a scene right outside of a giant kind of fancy apartment complex. So this is the entrance. I didn't really want to build a door or anything because I really didn't have the pieces for it, and I was satisfied with the arch. I feel like it helps depict enough of what's going on. So this is what I was talking about. As you guys can see, there's the base plate right there, and here's part of the frame, and I'm able to just, whoops, lost a shock trooper, slide it back on top like that. And if I hadn't told you guys, nobody would have been any the wiser. Lastly, but certainly not least, we're going to talk about this Republic tank. So all in all, I'm pretty satisfied with the build. There were, however, a couple things I had to modify. And the first was these cannons. For those of you guys who have bought this set, you'll know that the cannons are very small and very flimsy. They just look really thin, and I wanted much beefier, thicker cannons on mine, so I modified these with some cylinders and other round pieces. And then up here on top, I really had to modify the hatch. I put these 1x3 plate in and this 1x2 because let me just show you why. If you take them off and put that lid down, you can see there's all kinds of gappage right there between the hole and this hatch, and I was not happy with that. So I just placed those bricks in there and it made for a much snugger fit. Well, there you have it, everybody. Terror on Coruscant. I hope you guys enjoyed these techniques. I'm not gonna lie, I had an absolute blast with this little stairway. Very happy with how these stairs turned out with that little lip right there. That wraps up this video. If you guys have any questions about this MOC or have anything you want to say, please let me know down in the comments. And if you like this video, please don't forget to leave me a big like. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. But until next time, happy building.